Nearly 60 allegations of unlawful killings levelled at UK soldiers who served in Iraq will no longer be investigated. The Iraq Historic Allegations team, which was set up to examine alleged torture and murder during the war, decided not to proceed with the probe. The decision comes just days after UK Prime Minister David Cameron called for an end to exploitative legal proceedings against British troops returning from overseas.
Industry seems to be being built up around making spurious claims against the brave men and women of our armed forces, and that is not acceptable. That is no way to treat people that we ask to do difficult and dangerous work on our behalf. So I'm determined to shut this industry down.
Cameron's remarks were made despite the Iraq Historic Allegations team saying just 3 weeks ago that criminal charges against soldiers were very probable.
There are serious allegations that we are investigating, which incorporates homicide, where I feel there is significant evidence to be attained to put a strong case before the service prosecuting authority to prosecute and charge.
And when those allegations first emerged, the UK's Minister of Defence says it took the accusations very seriously. With more on this story now, from London, here's RT's Polly Boyker.
They're dropping these 57 cases of unlawful killing, but overall the inquiry is looking into over 1,300 allegations of serious abuses. Almost 300 of them relate to unlawful killing, so there is a lot to look into. This inquiry was meant to finish this year. Right now it's set to continue until the end of 2019 at a cost of almost £60 million to the British taxpayer. So news that these cases have been dropped, well, 57 of them, is going to please some Conservative politicians, because the government really has accused human rights lawyers in recent weeks of launching too many claims against the government, sometimes when they are unjustified, they say, spurious and unsubstantiated, basically earning money off this entire inquiry. The Defence Secretary, Michael Fallon, has said that their presence is inhibiting the way that British soldiers behave themselves on the battlefield even now, because they're so worried of legal repercussions later. Well, now the Prime Minister has asked his National Security Council to look into how they can curb the ability of these human rights law firms to claim against the British government, essentially. For example, by not letting lawyers offer no-win, no-fee packages when it comes to these Iraq claims. But of course, lawyers say that this is just a way of sweeping some very serious allegations under the carpet. 326 claims have already been substantiated, and the Ministry of Defence has already paid out £20 million to the victims of those allegations.
The abuse of Iraqi detainees was highlighted in another inquiry into the death of hotel receptionist Ba'a Musa. He died after spending 36 hours in British military custody back in 2003. A post-mortem examination showed he'd suffered 93 separate injuries. One corporal was jailed for a year after pleading guilty to inhumane treatment.